Hi there, this is Mr. Waterproof iPhone case, giving you a look and a review on the sports multi-kits for the iPhone 5 and 5S. The waterproof part of this case is waterproof to 10 meters, and it features a glass lens with 120 degrees fisheye. Now, I've already taken everything out because it's a bit of a mission. It's all very nicely packed. There's a lot of gear in here and a bit to get through. So I'll start off with the waterproof case. This is where it comes. I think it comes set up with the alternative touchscreen case, but I'm set up for the waterproof case, so I'll start with that. As I've said, this case is rated to 10 meters. I was a bit suspicious, so I did this.
You're about at the end of the marina, and I'd say it's probably 6 or 7 metres deep. These things are rated to 10 metres, which is great. I'm going to go down the bottom and see how she operates. So far there's been not a problem, no water ingress, and very easy to use. See how we go. No problem.
Yes, it's very waterproof. I suppose I was down for over an hour snorkeling, down to about 7 meters, I suppose, just snorkeling, only because I can't go much deeper, but it never missed a beat. It was very good. Alright, I'll show you how this operates. You can see if there's my iPhone 5. Now, the thing with this waterproof case is it's fully sealed, so there's no touchscreen action. There's no way to switch between video and photo while you're underwater. So what you've got to do is put it in airplane mode, so you're not going to get any text messages or phone calls, which is going to upset your filming, which I've already done. I've gone to my camera app, I've set it to video, and just make sure you've got face down so that the lens and the lens here line up. Now it's set up for the 5 and 5S, and I'll just do that again. I just dropped it in on a bit of an angle. If you want to get your phone out, just tip it up that way. So I go down this end first because the action button is actually set up with the volume control button, the maximum volume control button, and that's how you start and stop your video underwater. So it's a very nice case. You just hold it one hand, sort of semi-closed. You've got to make sure there's 2 grooves there and 2 ridges there. Just make sure they're situated properly and just snap it down, and it pulls it in very, very tight. Now, as you can see, there's no touchscreen action. You're underwater, rated to 10 meters. And if you want to start and stop your video, you just use the maximum volume control button they've given you here. So there's the video starting, video stopping, video starting, video stopping. If you'd prefer photos, you just got to set it to photos before you go down underwater. They have got a stop button here, but as you can see, there's no way of getting back into your camera app, so don't press that while you're underwater. So that's pretty straightforward, and as you can see, it works very well. Now, because you've got your waterproof case on, you might want to go surfing. You can use a variety of these pieces here for whatever you like. You can adjust angles, there's pedestals, there's all sorts of different things, but I'll just stick to the basics for you. Now this is the basic sort of gadget that operates with the other sleeves here. I'll just show you how it works. You can see there's grooves there that fit in with these ridges here. So you've just got to slide it in, and it's quite simple. You just push it through till it clicks into position, and if you want to get it out, you just pinch those and give it a good old tug, and you can see that comes out there. Now this bit here screws inside here. You just got to unscrew that, take it right out if you want. Now there's a bit of fiddling around. You've got to get this in nicely here. Now I'll just point out as well, inside here there's a ratcheted sleeve, and on this side that's ratcheted also, which helps you making it a non-slip event when you're going diving or you're a bit of rough housing with it. You can also, you can see it even ratchets it already. Now it's just a matter of lining up that hole, and I've had a bit of a practice with this. It doesn't always line up perfectly, so you just got to wiggle it around a bit until this threaded bit can go through. And not yet quite. Actually, I haven't got it seated properly. That looks better. Not quite. That looks better. Right. So you just got to sort of wiggle it around a bit until it gets into position. Now you can tighten this finger tight. It's quite a large end on it, which is usually enough. With the ratcheted, you can hear that. You can get the position you want, and you just tighten that up and it's locked into position. If you want to, they've also supplied you with a ratcheted end which you can pop in there and screw it up even tighter, which is very handy. So you're set up for water action in this case. They've given you another mount here, which is a surf mount. It's about 8.5 centimetres across here, which gives you a great surface area for adhesion, particularly with this type of glue they use. It's similar to a GoPro type arrangement, and very, very strong. So what they recommend with the surfing, you get one of the flat mounts. They've come with 2 flat mounts, 2 curved mounts. I'll go into that a little bit after. But what you do is you take the adhesive off there, glue it into position here. Then they recommend you set this whole thing up. So I would say you're putting this bit on, you're adhering it onto here. Now at this stage you're going to look through your iPhone, you're going to make sure it's in the exact position. I think in the instructions they say adjust twice, stick once, because once you've glued this on, it's not coming off in a hurry. So always check it out, have a look through the screen, it's pointing the right way, and then glue it on. So that's very simple and very effective. You also notice as well, they've given you a lanyard attachment point here. On this case, there's also a lanyard attachment point here as well. So if you're going into heavy surf, and I wouldn't recommend you get, you know, above 6 foot, I wouldn't go out 8 foot pipeline with it. But you can also always just put a piece of string or whatever is appropriate cord and tie these two together. So if there's a chance that this adhesion fails or something like that, the whole thing's still connected to your board. So you're not going to lose your iPhone. Alright, so that's that part of it. Now, I suppose speaking of water too, while we're in this case, they've given you 2 curved mounts. Now these curved mounts are designed for helmets or any contoured sort of surface. It may even be on the deck of your boat or whatever your imagination can come up with really with these sort of things. So you can put that on your helmet, you can slide this in, you can have this on your helmet whether you're in the snow or, as I've just been talking about, you can go snorkeling with this as an action cam on your helmet. 10 metres is as far as you need to go if you're snorkeling. Not for scuba diving down to 20 metres or anything like that, but all in all, pretty good system. So I'm saying you can just do it like this, but there's also the option of these pedestals which you can put in, and that screws into the same fitting on this side as on this side, and also on this bike section there's a smaller fitting as well. So you can actually join the 2 pedestals together and get all sorts of weird angles going. It's pretty good. If you can't get the shot you're after, you're just not trying hard enough. Now I'll take this off for the moment, and of course just pops out. It comes out easier than it goes in. Just pop this bit in so I don't lose anything. Right, now we're going to go for the bike mount. I'll just get rid of a bit of this stuff here. And as I don't know if I've said, there's 2 curved mounts and 2 flat mounts, so they give you quite a few bits and pieces. And while I'm at it, I suppose, because I've got a tripod sitting in front of me, this is also a tripod mount. So it fits any generic tripod. It's a generic size screw, so you can screw that in from your tripod plate, pop it on, slide your camera in, and you've got a studio camera all of a sudden. So that's a very good gadget. That I like that. Righto, now what we're going to do is we're going to convert this waterproof 10 meters rated iPhone case into a dry case, is what they call it. So we're just opening it up. Now it's difficult to get your iPhone out, so I recommend is put your hand under there, give it a couple of taps, and she's out. It's very easy. I'll just put that there for the moment. Now what we're going to do, they haven't given you 2 separate cases, but they've given you 2 separate backs. So we're going to replace this back with this back, which allows you to use your touch screen. So all we got to do, there's a couple of grooves in the back which allows this to release, and we just got to be a little bit careful, and I hope it all goes smoothly. Where's those grooves? Oh yeah. So we just got to carefully pop it out, and you can see there's 2 metal rods there, and they fit into 2 little grooves on the side of the hinges there. So you just got to get the right angle, clip it in, and then close it all. And that's the waterproof part. What we also need is to get the latch off, and you can see there's polycarbonate sort of ridges in there that sit into these grooves, and this is quite simple. Just sort of brace it a bit and just unclick it. I'm always a bit scared of breaking it, but they seem quite tough and handles it no problem. It's not as if you're going to be changing your cases over a lot. You're going to be doing your bike riding, or you're going to be doing your underwater stuff. So we've got the 2 pieces now. So we'll put the hinges back on, and it only goes one way, which is handy. You can see it sits down in those grooves, and then we just got to fold it over then. So get it into the grooves. I recommend give it a bit of a push, and there we go. So that's in place. Now what we've got to do now is put the catch back on. Excuse me, I'm fumbling around a bit. Now this catch goes over onto these grooves like I've said before, so we'll set it up that way. Now again, you just got to line those up, and they just click into position. So it's pretty simple, a little bit of fooling around the first time you do it. Now what they're recommending here is that you squeeze the case together, same deal, wrap it over the top, lock it in, and it's very tight. Now as you can see, it's the same waterproof seal as the other case. It is watertight. You can handle splashes, submergence a little bit, but you can see this screen is different, and it's not going to handle pressure. So whatever you do, don't go diving with this particular case. But I'll show you how it works with the iPhone in it. Now we don't have to, because we've got access to the touchscreen, we don't have to preset the video or anything. We just got to make sure our lens is going to line up. Same deal, put it in that end first, which make sure it lines up with your start and stop button. Bring it over, get your latch up and over, lock it in. Now the screen sits up a little bit off the phone, so you just got to be firm when you're using your touch screen. And we're back to the camera. You can see you can switch between camera and video, you can take phone calls, all that sort of thing. Suddenly you've got a touch screen back again. Usually I still like, because I do like to hold my iPhone like a camera, you can still use the start and stop button to take photos, and of course start and stop your videos as well. This is what they call the dry land case. So this is for going down the mountain on your push bike. It'd be alright on a canoe or something where it's not in continual submergence. just makes it that little bit more versatile. And of course you've got the start and stop button at the top here too, which is handy. Alright, so what they've got for this dry case, because it just goes on and on, you've got a bike mount here. Now I've unscrewed it a little bit. They're very fine threads on all of these bits, which means that it takes a bit of screwing, but they're very secure. It's not like a big thread that could come loose and move a lot, which is a very good idea. So I'll just undo this a bit and show you. You can take one bit off. You can see one bit secured on there, and this is an open end here. So you can just put it over your bike handlebar, turn it around, pop it on, and then you just screw the two of these up. So you can screw them up tight, and you can see it handles probably up to a 4 centimetre size bar. So it's not just for a bike handlebar. You can put it below your seat at the back, facing out the back. You can put it on a bar on a bike, or a yacht, or a paddle on your paddle board, and just simply screw it up. Goes up nice and tight, as I've said, with the fine thread. Now all of a sudden you've got an action bike cam. Now I won't put this on. It's the same as system as before. You just got to unscrew this, pop this in, screw it back up, and she's really secure. And as you can imagine, a push bike, it could move around a lot, so I recommend you use this to get it nice and tight. Now this bike mount, it comes with attached, same deal, ratcheted end. You can move that either way, which is pretty handy. And they've also given you another pedestal which is a bit higher. It's a 2-inch, and that's an inch. I think it's 4.54 centimetres or something like that. 4.54 centimetres. And this one's a bit bigger, 8 point something. Anyway, so you can take that off and put this on. You can put that on there like that. You can get a variety. If you can imagine, you can ratchet that over and get that on an angle, so you can pretty much get the angle you're after. Now this is in case there's bike cables in the way or something. You might want it higher, you might want it lower, you might even want to put it upside down and have it hanging down out of the way. So there's a variety of things you can do, and as I say, it's limited to your imagination what sort of bar you're going to put this on. They're all pretty strong, the bits and pieces. It's pretty sturdy sort of material. So you can do that, and of course you can just leave this on your bike if you want, and you can unscrew this and take it off. So suddenly you've got two waterproof cases, 1 to 10 metres. You've got bike pedestals, bike and bar mount I would call it, and of course all of these sort of things you can put these pedestals onto that. You can use the long pedestal and the short one and fit it up under your phone here, even if you're underwater. So there's a lot of different options. Let's get rid of a bit of this. I'd say you should have a bag with this, because there's a lot of bits and pieces, but then they're all really good. Now it also gives you an instruction manual. It'll talk you through the whole business. Recommendations for which case you should be using for what you want to do. Also comes with a couple of these spare ratcheted sleeves and a little spacer. If you need to tighten it up or loosen it up, you can adjust it, and if you lose any of these bits, you've got a spare as well. So pretty much that's it, even though it did take a while. I hope I made that sort of understandable. There is a lot to it, but pretty much you can change your iPhone with the 120-degree glass lens there, fisheye lens. You can turn your iPhone into an action cam, bikes, water, mountains, you name it. It's just up to your imagination of how you're going to put it all together. But all in all, I think for the price of just a normal generic waterproof iPhone case, you're getting 2 cases and a big swag full of accessories. So I think it's great value, and I think you're going to have a lot of fun with it. Well, that's Mr. Waterproof iPhone case with my review on the sports multi kits for iPhone 5 and 5S. Thanks for watching, and I'll speak soon.